Hey there, garden fans, and welcome back to the Permaculture Homestead. I'm seeing a lot of people talk about the weather. Today, I want to talk about the weather and show you how it's affecting my little food forest. Enjoy the journey. I live in Zone 8, South Carolina, USA. Our current last frost date is scheduled for March the 14th, 3 weeks from now. Our last frost last year was in April, a considerable amount of time after the scheduled last frost. Currently, all week, it's been between 70 and 80 degrees, with nighttime temperatures between 50 and 60 degrees. It's overly warm for this time of year. It's February, and a lot of things are happening that I haven't seen happen in the past 2 years of me gardening on this site. I've been able to start a lot of my annual veggies a lot earlier than I did last year. Sweet peas, carrots, spinach are all out and coming up earlier and looking better than they did last year, same time. I've got trees flowering and mulberries fruiting. I'll get you some shots of that in a minute. My salad bowls and things that I generally would have in the greenhouse at this time of year are real far along and looking pretty good. In fact, the whole homestead has a lot more green on the ground than it did last year. Pretty promising. Can't wait to see what the future holds. My little garden box here is starting to fill out. Lots of fava beans, herbs all around it. Growing quicker and coming up earlier than what I would have expected for this particular time of year. I want to go back up here a little bit and show you my mulberry. Got a couple trees on this back swale. A mulberry, a fig, a peach, a persimmon. But the mulberries in particular are really starting to put on some fruit set. It's February, mind you. Our last frost date is supposed to be next month in 3 weeks. So this fruit tree is really putting on the fruit a lot earlier than I would have expected. And it's blowing up, this particular mulberry. At every leaf green node, there is fruit bunched up just like what you see right there. I think the only saving grace we have is that these fruits on this mulberry are developing at different times. So some will ripen earlier and some will get ripened later. I guess that's nature's way of trying to protect itself in case we do eventually have a frost. My figs, both of them, are putting on green growth. This is way earlier than they did last year. It wasn't until about the end of March that I got fig growth. And then of course, both my peaches are in full bloom. I'll get you some more shots of that in just a minute as well. Wanted to back up and show you the other mulberry I have also fruiting. I'm going to get good pollination, and provided it doesn't freeze again, I'm going to get pretty good fruit set on my mulberries. I'm actually real tickled to death about how these guys are looking. The companion plantings that I generally do during our annual growing year are looking good. Autumn olive has been a big one that I've been able to direct sow because it's been so warm. We've got parsley and artichokes coming in. My plums in the back are also flowering. So I don't know what's going on. I do kind of want to stop here and share with you my opinion. I'll give you a little rant for a second. Okay, as a gardener and a person who makes observations, I just want to share with you my observation about the weather over the past couple years. What I've noticed is not just global warming, not just one thing, the way our monoculture society wants us to think. Just one thing is the problem. What I really see is global polarization. I see extremes becoming more extreme more often. We're getting hotter temperatures longer. We're getting colder temperatures. We're breaking flood lines, 100-year flood lines in some cases. California is totally underwater right now after having been in a drought for so many years. All types of weather extremes are happening, and microcosm to the macrocosm, I can see the same polarization in society right now. The left is going more left, the right's going more right, the unrighteous are becoming more unrighteous. There's just this polarization going on, not just in the world, but in the collective consciousness of mankind. I feel this, and I hope you feel it too. Something needs to change, for sure. I'm not going to speculate on what's going to happen because of this polarization.
I just wanted to note that I see it and I notice it. And I don't know how it's going to affect our future, but I think it's going to be a very different future than what we're living in right now.
Appreciate y'all sitting with me there for a minute, garden fans. I kind of just wanted to get face to face and share with you my opinion. Please don't troll me too hard for my opinion. I mean, I've got pomegranates here that are flowering in February, so there's definitely some weather-related weirdness going on, and we certainly need to address it as society as a whole, for sure. I'm going to end the tour just, showing you a couple things still going on. The blooms, of course, are here, a little too early, as I've already hammered home. Pollinators are out earlier than I've ever seen them here in my zone. I've seen mason bees, and of course the honeybees are out. I've got a trap hive set up because, well, both of my beehives died on me. It's been real tough in some ways, but a blessing in other ways. Provided we don't get another frost or freeze, I guess all my peas and carrots and veggies I've put in are going to be doing well, and I'll always have my annual vegetables to grow, regardless of what happens to my trees. Speaking of trees, I did do some grafting here, and they're showing me some life. So we're going to have new life on this homestead one way or another. Please keep in touch for that little journey this year. Like, share, and subscribe, as always, garden fans. God bless.